Hello and welcome to today's historic Best of 3 deck tech and gameplay video on 4-color gates. 4-color gates wants to ramp from cards like Growth Spiral, Explore, Circuitous Root, and the new Primeval Titan. It wants to ramp and get all of the uniquely named gates in our respective colors here, both from original Ravnica and the monocolored gates from the D&D set, as well as Baldurs Gate itself. And even like the really weird one-off Thran portal that is also a gate. With that, all those individually uniquely named gates, we are basically looking to win from Maze's End. Maze's End is basically the only reason you play it is the secondary ability. When you pay 3 tap and you can return it to its owner's hand, you basically search a library for a gate, put it onto the field, and then if you and shuffle. Then if you control 10 or more gates with different names, you win the game. So that's why we're running all of these like 2-ofs of all these weird lands that come into play tap that you wouldn't normally play, is because Maze's End is probably, in my experience, the best alternate win con available in the historic format. Now, while Maze's End, the Maze's End win con is like the primary win condition of the deck, it has to be said, you can sometimes just beat people up with Primeval Titans and really big Gatebreaker Rams, which is nice to have a sort of fallback plan if your opponent happens to have like loads of like land destruction, like your Ponza decks of the world. The rest of the deck is filled with pretty understandable, we'll call them glue cards, as I tend to. Gates Ablaze being a sweeper that cares about gates. Guild Summit making your gates draw cards. Dovin's Veto and Fateful Absence for some interaction. And that is the basics of the list. While yes, I know that this isn't exactly a new list, but it is my version of a pretty popular list. Now, with that out of the way, we'll go into the sideboard before we go into the proper games. The sideboard, again, relatively understandable. Rest in Peace for graveyards. Clothis and Scavenging Ooze can also be for graveyards, as different matchups require different types of graveyard hate. Another Dovin's Veto for more non-creature hate against control matchups. Roiling Vortex for life gain decks. A Wrath of God and a Cleansing Nova for sweepers. The reason why we're running Cleansing Nova is, say, all of the Enchantress or even Affinity style decks floating around. Cleansing Nova is nice for that, for the alternate. And I also have 3 copies of the new Acidic Slime, which might seem a little weird. But Acidic Slime is, again, it usually is a naturalize on a body, but can sometimes get rid of really problematic lands our opponent controls, which I have found to be super useful in the mirror matchup to get rid of opponents' Maze's End or Baldur's Gates if you need them. With that out of the way, I do apologize for the weird nature of, or the weird rambling nature of this particular video. It's like 1,000 degrees and I have to turn off all the AC and the fans in the house, so the video doesn't sound as bad. With that out of the way, we'll go into game number 1, and don't forget to like the video if you like it, subscribe if you like my grab bag of content, and would like to see more in the future. Now, finally, onto game number 1. And game number 1 with our little 4-color gates list. Again, we go first because we have a brain, and we have 4 lands, 3 spells, good amount of ramp potential, I suppose. So yeah, we'll take those. Got to be very certain to play the Izzet Gate first, so we can play the Gateway Plaza on 2, and then actually be able to start using like Growth Spiral and the like. Probably a Thoughtseize. I mean, whatever that they take, we're kind of okay. Yeah, I was about to say we can deal with that. Again, playing our Gateway Plaza first. Let's see. If nothing else, we can always do a Boros Guild Gate and basically ramp. Again, they're going to take the other one, but they aren't really, like, progressing their board. And they're not even, like, really stopping me because what I'm wanting to do is all land-based, and most discard spells don't really target lands. Which might sound like a real obvious statement, but, like, it is kind of important. I think our play will remain the same. Go ahead and play Guild Gate. In this case, play an Explore. I think we'll actually play the Maze's End early on here. Our opponent is Golgari something. I was gonna say that doesn't really tell me that much. Does 1 damage to a player, draw a card, do a life. That's fine. I don't think I care about that, right? Go ahead and... Yeah, I don't think we care about that. I mean, maybe they're elves. I mean, Glissa is technically an elf. But it hasn't really told me anything. Probably just gonna... Yeah, draw the card. What are they doing? I mean, okay. Guess we just get rid of one of the gates to Sea Tower in our hand. Got rid of another Glissa. That case, we'll go ahead and do the gate to Sea Tower. Do a circuitous route, or route, whichever one you want to use. Probably gonna grab a Baldur's Gate. Maybe, we'll get a Simic Guildgate. Might as well start cracking away, as next turn they're gonna get rid of my Gates Ablaze, which is not gonna be good. We're gonna have a real problem if that Liliana manages to fire here. That is the correct sequencing. What are they playing? I've seen like 4 cards. Yeah, take the cards. A gilded okay, I'm acquiring less information somehow. I mean, okay, that's helping. We can do you, and do a Baldur's Gate, probably for, well, we can do blue. Play another circuitous route. They have a couple turns before they can actually use Liliana's ult, so we might actually be able to get in under. Okay, we'll take that. I don't think that... I mean, okay, maybe their deck just doesn't have the ability to kill me that fast, which is admittedly possible. I mean, honestly, I didn't really find... We're just going to run it again. The, like, 4 cards we saw didn't really give me enough to make an informed decision to, like, start taking things in or out. I mean, maybe they're just, like, a Golgari, like mid-rangey value Rocky kind of thing, which is possible. That being just, you know, a pile of good cards that are just hoping to just generally outvalue and do better than yours. But I don't know if that's gonna work. Now, granted... Maybe they just had weird draws, and this turn they're going to draw the nuts, and we're going to get absolutely stomped. And if that's the case, that's fine. I still stand by my logic of having not seen enough to, like, really make an informed decision. And the deck is, like, it's pretty solid. The base deck is pretty solid, and the whole deck is too. But my point in saying that is that, like, I don't feel that I'm going to lose that much by not doing that. By not, like... trying to like mind game it, the point is making my opponent like having to give me information. Again, I apologize. It's so fucking hot. Jesus Christ, it's fucking brutal. Sitting here with a towel. Oh, what's one of those old school expressions? Sitting here like a whore in church, I believe, is one of those common ones that people say. Okay, Growth Spiral, we'll do it. In that case, go ahead and do the Simic Guildgate. Now we might as well use the cards that he now knows are in my hand. Granted, we don't really have a whole lot of options otherwise. But if nothing else, next turn we can just do a Plaza of Harmony and then play a Guild Summit. You've done nothing with 3 lands. Like, yeah, go ahead, by all means, like, do your Liliana thing, that's fine. But I maintain that, like, I'm not... Opponent's cards are so generic. Like, it's giving me negative information. Like, whatever, it's fine, you know, do you. It's just like, I can't do anything with that knowledge. It's like, yeah, you're a black deck running Liliana, no shit. It's, like, really popular. Maybe we'll see some more here, possibly. If the uptick, we just get rid of the other gates ablaze.
Drop it.
Now, they could have like a Thoughtseize and make me also get rid of my... Ooh, hold on. Beginning of your end step, sack an artifact, creature, enchantment, land, or planeswalker. If you do, each opponent may sacrifice a permanent that shares a card type with it. If it doesn't, player loses 2 life, you draw a card. I would have probably kept that. That seems like that would work really good here. Like, start chipping away at, like, my lands. I guess you have to sacrifice your own lands, granted. And even then you... Okay, I'm slowly talking myself out of this. Oh, well, that's... cool. Yeah, we're just playing, like, Johann von Generico good stuff, which is fine. There's no way we're getting around this. Like, they're going to get card draw out of this. They're going to do their thing. We don't have an option here. So, yeah, go ahead. Take all your card draw. Do your thing. It's fine. My hope is... Well, okay, no, I need, like, an untapped land next turn. Oh, good! Aren't they so unique? There was Sheoldred floating around in that list. Take the gate to Sea Tower. There should be another one in the deck, if I'm not mistaken. Baldurs Gate will do it. Yeah, we're getting cards, and it's not great for the Bowmaster. Yeah, I think we're just gonna play the old prime time here. Take action. Probably just gonna find a Maze's End and a Gate of a Name. I have 1 land untapped, so I can get a Gateway Plaza, which is nice. Yeah, we're gonna grow our opponent's amassed army to an absolute ridiculous amount, but we can't really do that much about that, so I maintain that in that moment I'm making like good decisions, even though it might not seem like it. Oh yeah, to be fair, yeah, that is literally we're fucked. It's fine. It's cool. Because they're gonna get to control. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. To be fair, you know, our deck is not invulnerable. Has to be said. I guess we'll do like a Wrath of God and like take out the guild summits. They're honestly just gonna do me more harm than any good. Maybe a Klothys in there. Chip away at their graveyard and eventually sometimes have a creature that can also threaten the board. I mean, to our opponent's credit, they're doing good. They're doing all the right things. Just what they're doing is like very boring and making my eyes glaze over. So, like, again, well done. I just think that that's kind of boring, personally. But to each their own and all that jazz. Got it. Now we gotta wait. Am I going to keep my 2 discard spells into Liliana and a Bowmaster, or it's just like what choice is there to have? Like, do I have lands from our opponent? Let's be honest, they can't really be in the tank over that much with a deck like that. Probably a turn 1 Thoughtseize or Inquisition, if I had to take a wild guess. What a surprise! Probably the Gatebreaker Ram's gonna go. Okay, they don't gotta be fucking rude about it. Especially with all the like, I'm gonna really sit here and decide. Makes it like real hard for me to not be like a very salty person when you're like really in the tank. Yeah, with your boring plays. Cool. Oh, this is gonna be the. Oh, I couldn't counter it even if I wanted to. I don't have blue. Watch him play a Liliana next turn, which would have made my Dovin's Veto pointless. Okay, it's extra pointless now, but yeah. That's a thing, by all means. Just gonna sit here, take some damage, and explore is nice. Didn't really have that much else to do this turn anyway. A Fateful Absence is actually pretty nice, it has to be said. They play another, like a Liliana. Well, I was going to say we had an answer, but now we don't. Yep. Not what? Why? I mean, okay. We'll go ahead and activate the gate. One of the very nice things about the monocolored gates is like the crazy upside they have of being like draw spells that aren't even draw; they're considered seek. Okay. It's the beginning of your end step. Okay. The real question is, are you gonna start sacrificing your lands? Because it's the only thing that makes sense, because it's the only thing that I have. What? Oh, it don't or can't. Okay, that's fair. We'll go ahead and play an Iganjo. Probably just Gates Ablaze. What are they sitting on? Oh, is it the Flash Speed, the Bowmaster? Yep. That's a thing. To be fair, Braids is the most unique card they've actually like played. Gliss is like fine, but Braids is actually like kind of unique. I think yeah, you know what? Fine, we'll just play the Primetime. What you gonna do? Probably just gonna get removed immediately from. I know I think they had a Murderous Rider in game 1, which would not surprise me. Baldurs Gate, and then maybe a Maze's End, and then just start trying to chip away at our eventual goal with admittedly results. Okay. I mean, if I can attack with the Primetime, we're cooking. Yeah. Okay, we take those. Okay. Now that I've sort of, for whatever reason, managed to physically cool down, my saltiness has kind of gone away. To our opponent's credit, their deck is good. They did all the right things. They had a lot of good cards. They played, you know, a green-black rock mid-rangey thing, and did good. I maintain that I personally find that stuff kind of boring unless I'm making it for a video. But again, you know, different strokes for different folks. You know, you do you, all that stuff. And also, we take those wins. We're not like, I'm not picky enough that I'm going to like throw away an actually sound video. Now, with that out of the way, we will go on to game number 2. And game number 2 with our little 4-colored gates video, or deck, sorry. Okay, it's fine. It's a little land heavy, but we're not really in a situation to turn those down. Go ahead and play the Is It the Gilded Gate first. Probably playing a Gateway Plaza on turn 2. Ooh, Wild Nakatl. Unironically, very nice. I like what our opponent's doing. Plan remains largely the same. God, I want Nakatl to be good. Oh man, Naya-Zoo. Seemingly Naya-Zoo, which is fucking fantastic. Cycling. Attacks, don't threat creature against trample. That's fine. Those help. What? Okay, I was with you before, but now you're like going a little off the rails here. Go ahead and play a Growth Spiral. Again, just continue along our little predetermined path of playing gates and playing more gates until we eventually win. The Ketria Triumph's a little weird. Is it like Domain or whatever? Something like that, maybe? Let me see here. Can I do this? I'm gonna play the Otawara, playing a Guild Summit. I think I can afford to take a turn off. It is Domain. Okay, that... Okay. That's a little weird. Like, really, that's fine. So in that case, I think that changes my calculus. We are going to get rid of the Nakatl. Again, they could play, like, maybe some, like, 5-color Niv, and we'll be, like, especially sad. but I'm interested in where their deck is going. And unironically, this might be a game where scavenging, not scavenging ooze. What is the name of that? I think I can see it, right? Acidic slime. There it is. There was oozes. That's what threw me off. The acidic slime might actually be good for picking apart their domain, as well as getting rid of like their leyline bindings and giving me back whatever the card in question is. It is domain. Equal to the number. That's fascinating. I mean, I was gonna say why the blue from the Ketria Triumph, but like I understand for like the sake of what's the word? I understand for the sake of extra like an extra basic land type, but I don't know that blue has a whole lot of like good domain cards, do they? Anywho, playing a circuitous route, I'm gonna laugh my ass off if they have like a what's the word? Oh, hold on, wait a second. If they have like a spell pierce was my original point. We're gonna grab a Baldurs Gate, maybe a Simic one. So even if you have all four, it's still a 2-mana thing. What 1-mana thing do they have? I'm very confused. I mean, that's fine. Do you? They have to have the what's the Kavu thing, the red and the green one. They have to have that in this list. That's what would like really would help this. Oh God! Oh my God! Yeah, well played. Holy fucking shit! Okay, all right, I'm in. All right. I understand now that it's giving him clue mana, but like, don't be rude because I'm gonna give you 5 more seconds, and if you don't, we're just gonna scoop because you clearly have it. Okay, they clearly have it, and good on them. That's fascinating. I maintain that like I don't know if blue has a whole lot of really good hits to make that like worth it, but I'm all for that. That is a fantastic deck. Maybe, you know what? Yeah, we will. We will do a couple of acidic slimes. Not to mention all of their big, you know, my creatures equal to the number, my domain things, domain creatures that get real big. Not only can I start picking away at their land types if I need to, but it does also have Death Touch. Like, I'm probably going to get an okay deal for that. Okay. This looks super sketch, but I can actually work with this. So I'm gonna Mace's End on 1. Maybe be awesome if we drew like. Well, I don't think there's anything I think we took out the. Yeah. Anywho, so yeah, we're gonna. Okay, that in that case we will do the Izzet Guildgate. I was going to play a Thran Portal as a mountain, but I don't think I need to do that as much now. I can just play the Thran Portal for green and do much the same thing. Or loosely keep what my game plan was. I love our opponent's deck. They even got like on the flavor like sleeves. This dude's a fucking genius. Hell yeah. I totally applaud like commitment to the bit. I really want to see if there's like any like why they have the blue in there. Another Wild Nacatl. Okay, remember Max, you won't have enough for Gates Ablaze. It'll only do 2 next turn. Don't play it. Okay, so our plan is going to be a Thran Portal on green. Right? Unless we draw something that changes our mind. Thran Portal on green. Playing a Gatebreaker Ram. We are going to have to take the damage from the Thran Portal. But the Gatebreaker Ram is like real big and scary. See if he attacks. Okay, so he's 5 color domain. Territorial Kavu, that's the fucking name of the card. We play the Boseiju, that part remains the same. My gate count is at 2, so a Gates Ablaze would do nothing at this stage, so that's not that great. I think we're going to do a circuitous route. Probably finding a Baldur's Gate. Maybe a Boros Gate, actually, so I can get some red and some white. Go ahead and swing. If he starts, like, blocking, we're happy to take those trades. Yeah. Yeah, 1000%. By all means, take that. I don't know. I mean, okay, the stats are big. That has to be said. And maybe there are some, like, good domain hits. Oh, my God. Wizards, if you see this video, somebody at Wizards, which I doubt will happen, but, you know, a man can dream. I understand why I can't add the last opponent I played against for the sake of just avoiding people getting flamed and trolled and all those negative chat messages, but give me a button somewhere that'll let me, like, import my opponent's last deck, like my last opponent's deck list, because I love this opponent's list. I really do. And I hate that I have to, like guess shit, if that makes sense. I wish I didn't have to. Okay, what is my... Hang on, let me see here. I think I can do 1 Gates Ablaze mana. We can do then 1 green. I think we can get a Baldur's Gate for 3 mana. So we can do 3 green. I can then do a Primeval Titan. Yeah, I think we need to do the Primeval Titan. It's not great that we're going to have to, like, probably blow up our own prime time. So we're going to get a Gateway Plaza. That's the $1,000,000 question. No, we're gonna get it. We're gonna get a Guild Gate. There was a part of me that was thinking, and we'll go ahead and pay the 1. Maybe with the Primeval Titan, I get another. Where's the fucking thing? Another Plaza of Harmony for the sake of the life gain. But I think it's better to just get a high enough gate count to where I can kill their whole board with a Gates Ablaze anyway. Now, if they attack, I think we just block the biggest thing on the board, and if it dies from, like, a combat trick or something, then, you know, you accept that that's part of what life is. But if we can actually untap and attack with the prime time, getting more gates, I think we're going to be in a really, really good spot. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That would be 7, 8. So not quite to Maze's End mana yet. Okay, they are doing it. Discard a card, draw a card, getting rid of the biggest thing on the board. What's their domain's a 4, right? 5 now. So they could, what's that? Okay, well, hold on. Hang on. So that's Gate to the Citadel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So attacking with Primeval Titan, getting 2 unique gates, will get me to 9. So we'll do that. Getting... Yeah, hey! I was about to say that's lethal. The attack, my original point to finish out that... Because I think... Well, maybe Cleansing Nova is going to come in. Probably a Guild Summit can go down. Now, before we do, my original point was that the prime time activation from attacking was going to give me up to 9 unique gates. Then we could have gotten the Maze's End trigger, which would have gotten our 10th gate, unique gate, and then, because basically when it says search your library for a gate card, then shuffle, period, then it does the check for 10. So that would be the 10th I need, and that would have given me the win, basically, and that's why our opponent scooped, in case you were a little confused. Now, yeah, we brought another sweeper. There's an argument that maybe... Oh shit, did I keep the... Well, no, the acidic slimes are actually okay. If they're still in there. My original point is that there's an argument that maybe you bring in, like, some Scoozes, or, like, some Clothuses, and, like, chip away at their graveyard in bits and pieces and like get some life back from that and like sort of fight it. But credit to our opponent, their creatures get really big really fast. But yeah, I still haven't seen any card that directly uses the black or the blue mana. And I'm concerned that the deck gets really, really diluted when you do that. When you could just, like... I'm sure there are some green cards that, like, make all your... I think, like, a Dryad of the Elysian Grove does that, where it makes, like, all of your lands all types or something. I know green has access to that. And I think it would be better to use that and not, like, dilute your core game plan. This is fine. I'll make sure I'm recording so I don't lose this game. Yeah, this isn't a great opener. Has to be said. If we can... It's not great, but I think we can do something with this. Hold on, is that... Okay. We're still gonna do the Boros Gate. Generous Int for Forest Cycling. That's not bad. We'll take that. I mean, it's good that, like, all these weird land cycling cards exist, because it does, you know, give some redundancy. Think we're going to do the Gate to Tumbletown. I want to get our gate count up in case we need to ablaze here. But our opponent isn't doing a whole lot. They're just finding lands. Which, granted, for a domain deck, is kind of what you want to do. You want to find your respective basic land types. But luckily, we are sort of being given like a really nice breather, it has to be said. I think we're just going to do a Gate to Sea Tower. Our gate count is up to 3 now, so we can get rid of a okay-sized board. Though I think he has all 5... That's an odd inclusion. I think he has all 5 types now, right? Yeah, he does with just those 2 Triomes alone. Which isn't great. What's the one... Why? Well, that's confusing. That's really confusing. Why did he do that? Okay. We'll do a Plaza of Harmony. Gaining some life. Our gate count is at 3, so we can't kill the Laelia, but I think I'm going to actually bounce it with an Otawara when it attacks next turn. Thus getting rid of the 1/1 counterpart of it that I'm not the biggest fan of. Okay, we're doing good. I think I feel a sneeze coming on. I did feel a sneeze coming on. I think our plan remains the same. We're going to bounce the Laelia. If he bothers to attack, which he does. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and channel it. Part of the reason why we have the some of the channel lands in here, which might seem a little odd, is that because our deck is pretty linear, is pretty focused, but not a whole lot of wiggle room for like weird cards. It does sort of... it helps where we can get like extra little bits of removal or utility in our land base. Is basically what I was trying to get at. Actually, yeah, I think we're just gonna pass and then probably use Naiganjo if it bothers to attack. That's fine. I don't think we care about that. If he plays the Laelia next turn, it just deals 4 damage, right? It is. We can get rid of the Laelia when it attacks. There's an argument that the Brawler it does represent more damage in the immediate sense, but the Laelia not only will eventually grow larger than the Brawler if given enough time, it also represents card draw, which we don't love, especially when it gets Tribal Flames. But that can only deal 5 damage, so like we know where we are with that. So, I think the play is we're going to play Amaze's End. I think we're going to Gates Ablaze now, which we enjoy. Get the fuck... Am I dead? Does that just kill me? Okay. 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 That is... Fuck, that literally is gonna get me killed. I gotta be honest. Reprieve is not the card I thought that would see the amount... Or it's not the card that I thought would see... Like, the amount of play that it has, if that makes sense. Where did he... Oh, the Tribal Flames was an exiled card. Okay. Okay. That makes a little more sense. Still absolutely fucking bananas. If we're being honest here. I only have one more Plaza of Harmony. To be fair, if he draws... If he draws another Tribal Flames or whatever it is, we're dead anyway. And that's pretty much non-negotiable. Let's be honest here. If he has it, he could have killed me, so he probably doesn't have it. Next turn, we can Primeval Titan and start trying to cobble back together a life. What is that card? When it attacks, target creature defending player controls power less than it can't block. Domain. Gets big, costs less, activate once a turn, make it slightly larger. In that case, I think we just play a Plaza. It's gonna sound crazy. I think we kind of ignore it. We just play Prime Time. Granted, if he has a removal spell, we're done, but we were probably done anyway. Yeah. Okay. There's an argument, because we're gonna lose now, because, well, let me walk back that statement. We're not guaranteed to lose, but we probably do. And granted, our opponent has played totally straight up, and is like, this is a fantastic match, it has to be said. I do have one land on tap. We can't get a Gateway Plaza. So yeah, but my original point is that we aren't technically dead, because you can only activate the pump ability once a turn. But man, does a lot kill us. It's like... So it's not a good look, you know? We're down to one. Again, if he has the or that. Or that, we died too. Oh, really? Was the scry was the scry one necessary? I mean, I know it was, because it's part of the the cost of the card. Yeah, I had fun in the game. I did. Okay. I was talking mad shit from our opponent, but all things considered, their list was fantastic. I genuinely love this list. Again, I don't know where the blue and the black comes into this, besides just the domain, which I think is probably hurts the deck more than it helps it. But I applaud them committing to the bit. But with that out of the way, thank you all so much for watching. We'll go ahead and leave the match. Thank you all so much for watching, and again, I apologize if my thoughts are all over the place, or, you know, if I'm, stumbling over my words, or I get upset, or really are snappy. It's 95 degrees and feels like 105. It's brutal. And it makes me cranky, I must admit. So, thank you all for bearing with me. Thank you all for watching as well. Don't forget to like the video if you like it. Subscribe if you like my grab bag of content and would like to see more in the future. And if you have any sort of questions like, I don't have X, what about Y, go ahead and leave those comments down below. I will be honest, this list it is both pretty budget friendly in some areas and really not in others. There are some rares you absolutely need, like at the Baldurs Gate and the Mace's End, and even the Prime Time, you just need. But that's, for the most part, the only rares and mythics you really need. Plaza of Harmony is nice, but not strictly required. But the rest of the list is commons and uncommons. None of it's that crazy, all things considered. So it's both a budget-friendly list and not a budget-friendly list, weirdly. But if you have, any sort of questions, as long as they're nice and somewhat constructive questions and or comments, I'll do what I can to respond to each. Thank you all for watching, and remember to stay cool out there. Alright, bye-bye.